An inquiry is already underway in Victoria to find out how ambulance paramedics pronounced a car accident victim dead, only to discover he was alive. Ambulance paramedics had left the scene when State Emergency Service volunteers found the 30-year-old man had a pulse. The man remains in a critical condition in a Melbourne hospital. Hamish Fitzsimmons reports.
The crash on the Western Highway happened at 2 on Sunday morning when this Porsche clipped another car and careered into safety barriers. There were 3 ambulances already at the scene when tow truck driver Trevor Oliver arrived.
They were working around the car and reaching into the driver to check his vitals, no doubt. But yeah, they did that for most probably about 20-25 minutes. And then it was announced then on the scene that the driver was deceased.
For nearly an hour, the man paramedics thought was dead lay upside down in the wreckage of his car. But his body was still twitching, even when he was removed from the vehicle.
He laid on the ground wrapped in plastic for most probably another 40 minutes, and there was still continual movement under the plastic while he was there.
Ambulance officers say the twitching noticed in the man isn't unusual in a recently deceased trauma victim. But Trevor Oliver and others present thought something was wrong.
This was ringing alarm bells in my head, and a few others at the scene as well. My only regret is I didn't speak up sooner.
At 4 a.m, State Emergency Services volunteers found a pulse on the 30-year-old as he lay wrapped in plastic on the roadside, about to be taken away in a coroner's van. 2 hours after the accident, and an hour after paramedics had left the scene.
Obviously there has been an error. This gentleman obviously did have signs of life at some point, and when he was taken out of the vehicle.
The same ambulance returned to take the man to hospital.
It would have been devastating and very challenging for them to be confronted with that scene, given the decisions that were made with their earlier attendance.
The incident is a glimpse into the world of emergency services, where decisions can mean life or death. While there's no official indication fatigue played a role in the ambulance workers' error, their union says the attending paramedics had already been on duty for 9 hours.
It was a busy night, and of course it was a night where their normal 14-hour shift becomes a 15-hour shift, and I believe the mica crew that did work on that night, on this particular case, worked 16 and a half hours for the whole of the night shift.
A trauma surgery expert is heading the investigation, which will be done in 2 weeks. Hamish Fitzsimmons, Lateline.